welcome back to the channel. Today I am continuing on my futile expedition, I guess, of putting up monthly TBRs. So if you did not see in my announcement video, I think it was last week, I started up a Discord server. And the purpose of this Discord server was just to be able to interact with some people who would like to do some buddy reads or like to read along with the same books that I am reading so that they can have someone to discuss those with, etc. And I felt like if I am opening up this Discord and inviting people to come, so by all means, if you would like to come and chat about books or set up some buddy reads or have somebody to talk about the things you're reading with, then most definitely come in. I will keep that linked in the video, so feel free to come on in and join. But if I'm going to do that, then I need to give some sort of indication of what I'm at least thinking about reading this month. So I cannot promise that I'm going to stick to this 100%. I really admire the booktubers who have this set TBR and they always get it done. That is amazing, such a skill. It's great for their viewers, obviously, because you can be really solidly assured of what they're going to be reading that month. But while I cannot do that, I can at least give you an idea of what I am hoping to read in the next month. And I have a good idea of some of the things that I'm really looking forward to reading in August. And so I'm going to put them up in this video so that if there's anything that you're really interested in hearing about, or something that you would like to dive in and read along with me, then you can definitely do that. And this will give you some indication about the kinds of videos that you could come to expect in August as well. So I think there's around 10-ish books. Most of them I have in physical copy because I'm trying to read my physical books, but there are a couple that I do not have, and I'll talk about those at the end of the video. But the very first one is Bernard Cornwell's The Winter King. So I have been saying on the channel forever that I would really like to put together a reader's guide to Arthurian legend. And after putting together the reader's guide to Neil Gaiman, which was a video that intimidated me for a long time because I knew it was going to be long and I wanted to make sure that it seemed organized, but people seem to like it. So I am feeling inspired and would really like to do the same thing for Arthurian retellings. And I can't make that video without having read Cornwell's trilogy, or at least started the trilogy, so that I can get a feeling for the space that it will inhabit in terms of Arthurian retellings. So I want to say this is a guaranteed read in August. I will say that, and then it will come back to kind of bite me. But this is a book that I really think I am going to be reading in August, so I will put that there. If you've been looking forward to starting this trilogy, then feel free to join it with me, but I am hoping it will give me the push I need to finally record that Arthurian Legends video. Similarly, I have another Arthurian retelling that I would also like to get in to put into that video, and that is Lancelot by Giles Christian. So really would like to get to this as well. I've heard that this has beautiful writing. I think there is a follow-up novel, but this can be read as a standalone. If you've read them, then please correct me on that if I am wrong. But would also really like to get this one in so that in September I can kind of put that video together and give you the most comprehensive look that I possibly can. But this is kind of a romantic, highly stylized Arthurian retelling that I'm sure Alan at the Library of Alexandria would hate because he hates Lancelot. So he probably won't be buddy reading this with me. Coming up next is some historical fantasy that I have been wanting to read for a long time. Jolene at Jolene Reads, whose channel I really love, and I will link and would love if you would check that out. This is her favorite book, I think, of all time. I know Juliette Marillier is her favorite author, but I think that this might also be her favorite book. But this is Daughter of the Forest, which is kind of a folktale retelling, historical fantasy that follows a young woman, I believe. Yes. And I have been wanting to read this for so long. The cover's beautiful. I love historical fantasy. I really love Jolene's channel and her taste. So knowing that she loves it makes me even more excited to read it. So I I really want to get to this one. And I think this might be the first book that I pick up in August. So this one is really high priority for me. So if you would like to read some historical fantasy, if you too have been eyeing this book and wanting to read it, I would love to have some people to read along with. So please let me know, join the Discord if you feel like you want to read this one. Next, and this is a maybe, so this is kind of, I get so caught up in watching people be excited to read things that I went out and bought the first 2 Malazan books. And I got to talk with Jimmy on his channel this past Friday night, which was really fun. And he even convinced me further that I need to be reading Malazan because of the experience that he's having with it. And I just want to know for myself what it's really like, because I have some reservations. I have some things that I'm really excited about, but I feel like I just need to start and to get into it. So here's Gardens of the Moon. I'm thinking about starting this in August. We will see how it goes, but I would like to. I'm still a little bit intimidated. I'm still a little bit worried, but I'm also really excited and I would love to start it. So if there's anybody who didn't get to start out with Mike on his big read along and you feel like you would like to pick up Gardens of the Moon, then let me know and maybe we can read it together. The next 2 books are kind of joined. And this is for a video that I would like to put out in August. I would like to cover a little bit of Michael Moorcock. So I did some, it was a feat to get this book for myself. So this is his work of nonfiction called Wizardry and Wild Romance. So it's kind of a collection of his literary criticisms and his thoughts on the fantasy genre. And it includes an essay called Epic Pooh, which is about the romanticism of fantasy and kind of the downfalls of that. And ever since I heard about this essay, I have wanted to read this collection. And so I couldn't get a copy shipped to Canada, so I shipped a copy to a friend who then shipped it to me, and it was a big production, but it arrived. It was in wonderful condition. I'm happy to have it, and I'm hoping to read this as my nonfiction selection for the month and pair it with at least the first Elric story so that I can cover a little bit of Michael Moorcock in preparation for the new releases of his books that are going to be coming out later this year. So would love to be able to read both of these and chat about them. If you have read the Elric saga, I would love to know your thoughts. If you would like to read it along with me, then I would also enjoy that. So if you have any interest in kind of jumping in on that, then just let me know. Next is to finish up some series. So this is a library book. So this is the Ryria Revelations. This is volume 2. So this holds books 3 and 4. I have read book 3, so I need to read book 4 of Ryria so that I can return this library book and continue along with the series. So this is one of the ongoing series that I have right now, and I would really like to be able to finish it and then potentially jump into I think it's the Ryria Chronicles, the ones that are kind of the prequel books that show us how Royce and Hadrian met. So would also like to be able to finish that. These usually don't take that long. They look chunky, but for one thing, this is both of the books and the print is quite large. So hopefully it'll only take a day or 2 to be able to zip through this one. The other 2 series that I am continuing that I don't have in my possession, so I'll just pop them up on the screen, would be the next Death book. So this would be the 3rd Death book in the Discworld novels. So I've read the first one, Mort, which I liked, and then the second one, Reaperman, which I loved, and now I will go on to the 3rd. I haven't decided if I'm going to try to get this from the library or just buy it on Kindle. I'm not really sure, but I would like to get to it this month because I would like to cover at least those first, those Death books before deciding where to go next in terms of Discworld. The other ongoing series that I have right now is the Dresden Files, and I'm also at book 5 of Dresden. So I am hoping to pick this one up with my Audible credit this month, or the month of August. So once my Audible credit becomes available in August, then I will pick that one up on audiobook, and I will have a listen to that one. I have been enjoying the Dresden Files, but would like to do a video on books 1 to 5 to give my more comprehensive thoughts on the series as a whole. it having been a series that I DNF'd like 15 years ago and have now come back to. So I have a lot of thoughts about it. And I know that it is a big favorite of a lot of people on BookTube. So I'd really like to get to chat with all of you about that as well. The final book, oh, actually, there's a couple more. One of the final books that I have is another library book that I actually took out of the library last month, but I have renewed it because Mike's channel on Mike's Book Reviews is doing a read-along for Blood Meridian. And I thought for kind of like a dark and gloomy book, because I did read the first couple of chapters before I found out about the read-along, and it is dark. So it might be nice to have some friends to commiserate with as I make my way through this one. So I have decided to put this on a pause, and I will rejoin when they do the buddy read or the group read along over on Mike's Discord channel. So if anybody else is looking forward to reading Blood Meridian, then I would love to be able to chat about that with you as well. Dune is a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time, and I know Joanna is going to be reading it this month in August, and I really would like to read it along with her. I don't know if I will be reading it in August or right at the beginning of September so that it's still fresh enough in her mind that we can chat about it, but it will depend on how the TBR goes. It will either be in August or very early in September because I want to read it and talk about it and discuss it with some of my BookTube friends before the movie is released. So Dune will be coming up very soon. I am a newbie to Dune. I have never read it. This is not a reread for me. So if you are also new to Dune and you would like to have someone to read along with, then by all means, you can pop into the Discord, send me a message, and I would be happy to read it along with you. The very last, this is the real last book on the TBR, is the continuation. Actually, it's the finale of a young adult series that I really enjoy. I don't read as much young adult fantasy anymore, but there was a period of time where I read a lot of it. And this is kind of a leftover book that just finishes out a series, and that is Any Way the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowell. So I don't expect that a lot of people are also going to be reading this, but if you did enjoy the series and if you're reading this final book or you read it, then I would love to know your thoughts. But yes, this is just finishing out a series that has been ongoing for a number of years, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it ends. So that one I'll probably read fairly early in the month as well, because one of my good friends, Laura, is reading it right now, and I would love to be able to chat with her about it. But that is the tentative August TBR. Again, we will see how well I can stick to this, but I do really love talking to all of you about what I'm reading. I'm reading Best Served Cold right now and chatting about it in the Discord with the people who have either read it and really loved it or who are also reading it right now has been really fun. I like having someone that I can kind of bounce my thoughts off of, my theories, the things I'm enjoying, not enjoying. So if you're looking for a smaller scale environment to be able to do that. This is a very tiny Discord where we are just a small group of people kind of discussing the things that we are reading, and we would love to have you join us. So I will leave the link for the invitation in the video below. Please let me know what you're planning to read in August. I would love to hear from people about what they're reading, and I will see you with another video soon. Bye.